Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. We are so excited to have our friend back here from beautiful Palm Beach, Florida, and she's just as beautiful in person via Zoom. Her personality, you can hear her if you're just listening to the podcast, but she's got an energy. Maritza Coscarelli, we've been talking to the past few weeks, and she's helping people become their best selves. In particular, let's talk about her coaching company, and it's her name. Go to the website, MaritzaCoscarelli.com. She also is a keynote speaker, but there's so much to her as an holistic entrepreneur and coach. I'll let you do the introduction because there's a lot. You have very many hats.
No, you do it so beautifully now. I feel like as we all get to know each other, and I feel like we get to know your audience at the same time. And I think that's just an energetic thing. Like you can have a sense of people and be with people, even if you're not with them physically. But I still am Maritza Coscarelli today, folks. And I am fired up about sharing with you guys the keys to your self-empowerment. In plain language, that means, someone reached out to me and hired me for a keynote in October, and they said, we want you to talk about having it all.
Yeah.
And this is a phrase that became really popular amongst women in the feminist movement in the 70s. And I think I'm going to call my talk, You Already Have It All. Because what I do for people is uncover the idea that you are the next whatever you wish to be. I can help you formulate a clear message so that you begin to speak about your strengths, your gifts, your talents, and your abilities in a way that serves the public, whether it's a product, a service, an idea, a movement, whatever it is, and attracts the people that are meant to be with you and eventually buy from you, right?
Yeah.
So if you have an idea or if you have a new image of yourself that you're hiding and you're entertaining, and at 3 o'clock in the morning you wake up and you think, oh, here I go back to my job, not doing the thing I really desire.
Yep.
Today we're going to talk about committing to your burning desire with the faith and the knowledge that together we can make that your reality. You are creating your reality, whatever that looks like. And if you want it to be something more, something different, that's what life's about. It's all about expansion and increase. It's what I do. It's what I love to do. Am I living the dream? I think I am. I think Jill might be too. I think it's an attitude and a perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm about. In technical terms, I'm certified as an ICF, which is the International Coach Federation, life coach. I'm certified as a business leadership coach. I do not-for-profit work coaching communities to be their own positive change. And I spend my one-to-one time with clients who are building a business through public speaking.
And you are a great public speaker, keynote speaker as well. Do you have anything lined up in particular that's exciting for you? And you speak for different companies or different events. Could you explain a little bit about the speaking work you do?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so much that's come up lately. So this happens, right? And I'm here to tell any entrepreneur or business owner or even corporate leader that business ebbs and flows for all of us, right?
Yep.
And so I had like this gangbuster beginning of summer that I thought, oh my gosh, I've just taken on too much. What did that look like? It looked like virtual appearances, speaking for companies, speaking for events. The things that are coming up are a women's symposium early in the year. And that's an exciting time because my book will release January
Yay!
2023, Empowered, the 5 Keys to Your Self-Empowerment. And that talk will be based on the 5 keys. I also have a thing lined up that I'm really excited about, the Divas of Dentistry. So the FDA in Florida, their chapter here in Florida, is having an event for females in dentistry. And they're doing like an English tea, like floral dresses, big hats, fascinators. And that is the one that I was saying is about having it all. But really, I don't think we want to have it all. I think we want to have health, happiness, peace of mind, joyful relationships. I think what we really want is to be fulfilled with our each and every day life, with the moment of our life. To be present is really all we can ask of ourselves. So there's that. And I'm trying to think of other things that are coming up in the near future. I just got off the phone with my editor and book designer, and that's the most exciting thing that's happening right now. But I really look forward to getting in front of audiences, Jill, just like you do every week, because I think we never know who we're going to touch heart to heart. Yesterday, I heard a mentor of mine say that in his religious practices, I believe he's a Jewish man, that he was taught if you save one life, you've lived
Mm-hmm.
a life with purpose. And I feel like that. I feel like if I touch one listener today and they take action to reach out to you, to reach out to me and say, listen,
Wow.
I have this idea I'm not acting on, and I'd love to share it with you, then our job for today has been like at a really high level, right? Because
Yeah.
that's all we're here for, is to really serve each other.
Oh, this is amazing. And the vibration, you got to keep it up to attract what it is out there and what you deserve. But it's true. If you're on a higher vibration in a sense, more positive energy, isn't that part of what you teach? I mean, it's like people that I find more energetic, more positive are receiving more. Or is it mental? Is it karma? What do you call that? Or is there
I
something to be
call
said for that? Because
I
there's
call it creation, right? People call it manifestation, and
Mhm.
they say, well, the laws of
That's the word.
attraction.
That's the word. Manifestation. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Thank you.
Well, it's based on the universal laws, and the one that's super popular for the reasons of the book and the movie The Secret, for the work of Esther Hicks, which is to channel Abraham Hicks. Through all those things, what's become known as the law of attraction. But there are many other laws. And the law I wanted to focus on today, you hit upon. There's two of them. There's autosuggestion, or what we know commonly as self-talk.
Yeah.
So there are things that you are saying to yourself in your thinking all day long. And sadly, for the majority of the population, especially women, we are our worst critic. And most of us have a negative lean to our self talk.
Yeah.
So things like, these jeans make my butt look big. Things like, I'm so lazy, I didn't do my workout. Things
Yeah.
like, if only I had, left this relationship 3 years ago. So we have this reel playing in our heads, and what that's doing is lowering our frequency and vibration. And so what you said is so true, right? Like attracts like. So auto suggestion is a great tool, right,
Oh,
for us building and attracting the reality that we want. Because, like it or not, you yourself are creating your reality. And I know some people are very opposed to that, because I know suffering, painful things happen in our lives, and we
yeah.
feel like we ask, why is this happening, right? Children that are ill, our own health, anything that might happen that you don't appreciate or don't feel like you should have had happen in your life. So
Yeah.
people are sensitive about, oh, I created that.
Yeah.
The truth of it is, yes, we do. We really, really do. And what we can do, instead of ask why me,
Yeah.
is what can I do about this? What is there to learn here? Why can I be the one to handle this? You're not called to anything you can't handle, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you an example so people understand where I'm coming from. One perfect example is that when I married Joe, who I've been married to for several decades, quite happy
Aw.
this time, we had a 6 year relationship, 4 years on, almost 2 years off, and then we got engaged, right?
Wow.
You would think in that time there was not a whole lot I didn't know about him, but he was keeping a secret. So I ask you, what secrets do you keep from others? What are you hiding, and what do you hold back? A lot of coaches say, what holds you back? I say,
Yeah. The whole. Yep.
what are you holding back? Because when you come clean, right? I don't want to appropriate language from a community, but when you come out of the closet and you say things like I'm able to say now, like I have a direct connection to spirit.
Yep.
It speaks to me. I am not shy to say I manifest my reality and that of others. If you want to attract money, I say, my mom used to say, rub elbows, right? Rub arms with those who already have it,
Yeah.
right? So if you believe something about yourself, or you're hiding something that you think is dark and not good about your behavior, the minute you let it out, it loses its power.
Wow.
Name spoken has no claim over you. Brene Brown speaks on this a lot. What happened in our life? 1 year anniversary, I find out he is in a lot of trouble. He's in financial trouble. He has left because he doesn't want me wrapped up in the trouble he's in. He's also left without renewing the lease to our townhouse. So picture a 24-year-old newlywed
Yeah.
who has a missing husband and no roof over her head.
Yeah.
You'd think I'd be down on my knees. Sure, I cried. But you know what I did? I cried for help. I thought if I could be blindsided in this way, it says more about me than it does about him.
Yeah.
So what I chose to do was rather than run for the hills, which is what my family thought I should do at that point, I decided this is an opportunity. If he needs to heal something, guess what? I'm going to heal and learn too if I stick by him because I love him.
Yeah.
That is
Aw.
what began this personal and professional development. So if you think that you are close to down on your knees or flat on your back, that's a great place to start. There's nowhere to go from there except up. So the first thing you can do is start with your self-talk. You can create affirmations for yourself. This week, I have been publicizing my absolute favorite prosperity and money affirmation, which is I am wealth,
Yeah.
am abundance, I am joy. And if you begin to repeat that to yourself morning, noon, and night, if you begin to write this in places where you can prominently see it, like your car dashboard or your laptop or your desk, you will soon believe the unbelievable. And you will realize that nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
You are everything. You already have it all. That is how we come
You
into.
have to start out. You got to believe your dream. You got to be it. You got to earn it. You got to feel it. You got to. That's a lot of like successful entrepreneurs do that. They say they believe they had the job of their dreams. They lived like they had that job, and then bam, it happened.
I visualize
That
everything.
visualization. That's it. You're helping me out here, like manifestation. I'm trying to get the
Everything that
words.
happened before, in a really like popular culture way, I saw John Travolta and Princess Diana dancing on the TV when I came home from a date night one night. My
Yeah.
parents were over, they had the television on, they were watching the kids, and there was this beautiful black tie, and John Travolta grabbed Princess Di and they cleared the dance floor because she was a dancer and obviously he's an amazing dancer. And I thought I want to do that someday. Do you know that we went to the Super Bowl, went into a party tent for VIPs, and John was there? And I introduced myself and I said, I'm a dancer that's dreamt of dancing with you. And he said, I hear music. Took me in his arms and swept me away.
Come on. Is
True
that
story.
really? Oh my goodness.
Have the picture. Yeah.
Ah,
So it was years later, but it was like this clear idea that dropped that said, I want to do that with him someday. I want to dance in his arms. And my husband was there. The best and funniest part of the story, Jill, is that after our tables were next to each other, those big round like
yeah,
concrete,
yeah, yeah.
and I was still standing so excited talking to people about what had just happened. And my husband says, don't look now, but he's getting a much better view because he was giving me the up and down from his table. Because when
Oh,
we were face to
so
face.
now your current husband was watching your future husband check you out. And clearly you felt a spark. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just a fun example for your
Mhm.
listeners that you really can create anything in your life. What is the most far-fetched, grandest vision you have for yourself, and why are you ignoring it? That's my compelling question for myself, and your listeners today. What is the grandest vision you can imagine for yourself?
I, I, I'm thinking personally as she's saying this, and I hope you're all in your car or your office, wherever you're listening, and you're thinking that. And I'm just going to be honest. What my vision to me is not to worry about bills. I want to make sure I have a mortgage that's paid off. I want to make sure I have finances for my children. As a mother with two kids who lives alone, who is mom and dad, I worry about that, and I work so hard, and I look at other people. Well, how come they have that and they have that, and they why don't I have it? What am I doing wrong? Because I'm still working my butt off and I like my job, but clearly I'm not making enough money to pay all my bills and expenses. And now I have college to worry about. I have two young kids. I'm responsible for them. Like, whoa, a lot on my plate. So I envision like having a nice home. When I have a decent home, middle class home on Long Island, right? But I want more. I want a bigger home. I want a pool. I want more. And why am I so stuck? I've been stuck for years. I haven't gotten anywhere. Like I'm getting, but so slow. And I feel like what am I doing wrong? Because I can't get to where I want to feel content and secure. And part of that also, I want a partner. And I can't find someone, but again, I feel like I have to do it myself. I don't, I'm dating someone, but I've always dated someone and it never usually works out. But why is that a problem? Why can't I find a teammate and find the one who wants to help me and be a team? And because the truth is, I don't want to work. I want to raise my kids. I'll be honest with you, but I can't. So what is blocking me from having this lifestyle? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm successful. I'm smart, but I'm freaking tired. Can I be honest with you?
Yes, we're all exhausted.
Thank you. Sorry for the rant, but
I love the rant. You know what? I find it juicy and wonderful because I'm like, oh my gosh, Jill, we can do this. I'm going to give you the gem of the day today. Oh, big breath. That was so great of her. You guys listening, man, send Jill
I'm
all
gonna cry. I'm
love
gonna
and
cry though,
send
because
her
it's like
all
it's
love
it's
and light.
upsetting, right? I mean, like I
Right.
work so hard and I
I
want
know.
more, but I don't
So
know how to get there.
now for this, you just gave your listeners the biggest gift of vulnerability ever. Vulnerability,
Thanks.
my friend, is your greatest gift. Okay, it's your greatest strength. When I broke down, Jill, I'm going to be transparent with you. When I broke down, I was at a mindset retreat in 2018. And I went to the microphone, like they call on you if they pick you out of hundreds and thousands of people. And I didn't realize there was the big Globotron, whatever that big screen is
Oh
called,
gosh, now you're up on the screen.
photo of me in the ugly cry. And then I look up and notice I'm like on the big screen for everyone. And what I said that day was I spoke out loud. I do not want to blame and I do not want to be ashamed anymore. I want to pay off our debt and I want to create a business and a movement for women where we support each other to embrace the limitless possibilities there are for us. But you asked a really important question and you said, how do I create those things? What has to be different? Let me tell you, I have a heart for the single parent out there. I have a heart for the single man out there. I have a heart for anybody who works hard to give their children and themselves the lifestyle they know they deserve and who has the courage to say, guess what? I want more. Because you know what people like us do when we have more? We not only increase and create the freedom and lifestyle that we can enjoy, but we give it away to others.
Yep.
My mission is for more good people to elevate their voices, their thinking, their expertise for good.
And then in turn, they're elevating the next
And
person.
it
It's like a
ripples.
pay it forward.
It's
Yes.
paying it forward. It's the ripple.
Yes.
So the gift I'm going to give you today, first thing that dropped in for everyone, not just for you, is let go. Suspend your disbelief. What does that mean? That's like when you watch a movie and you get so into the movie that you believe it, right? You no longer think, oh, that's Meryl Streep. You believe she's the woman
Yep.
during the Holocaust or whatever, right? So I want you and all of those listening to give a chance for yourself to forget everything you think you know.
Mm-hmm.
Question everything and rule out nothing. Be willing to suspend everything you know. You cannot discover new things and a new way of being until you stop being stuck and thinking the old way. So, how do you do that? How do you surrender that much? Replace worry with love.
Mm-hmm.
I love myself. I love the work I get to do. I love my children beyond belief. I love the people I get to do this work with. See everything from the lens of love.
Uh-huh.
See everything from the lens of love. Forget about worry. Worry is the biggest waste of energy because 98% of the things you worry about will never happen. I have had
Wow.
no money, no roof, no food, and I am here to tell you there's always resources.
Yep.
There is always a way. So the first thing is, what would love do? What would it look like for me to look at this through the lens of love? That's number one. Number two, there's only 3 steps. So easy, right? So simple, not easy, so simple. Second one is get clear. You know how I said it's like watching a movie?
Yeah.
Make mind movie, everyone. Go to mindmovie.com. It's a serious thing.
Okay.
Make the movie of your story as you have stepped into this new self, this future identity, this self image. of limitless abundance, limitless wealth,
Mhm.
limitless joy. Make that movie.
Ah,
Is it the beach or the mountains? What vehicle is it? Where are you geographically? How does it taste? How does it smell? How does it sound? How does
yep.
it feel? Build a soundtrack to it. It can have your photos, your children's
Ah,
photos, it can have stock photos. It doesn't matter. Make the movie because you will, in time, live that movie. So, a clear, vivid image,
yep.
visualized and clearly displayed before the eyes of what it looks like.
I had
I
put
know a woman who did this for her ideal partner. And she made a board and she cut pictures of men in khaki shorts and short sleeve shirts and men, men who you would think are not that attractive, but it was her
her
design.
vision, her of what she's looking
She
for.
wanted them to be in a particular profession. She wanted them to make X amount of income every year. And so she put this all on a board. And I kid you not, in a short period of
Wow.
cannot quote, I think 2 years, she actually married that person. Like it looks so much like this silly picture
What
that
she
she had
dreamed
of
up,
off
what
the
she envisioned.
catalog.
Wow.
She married that person and she lives in a really happy, healthy relationship with that person. And this is not a person that you would think exists because she was in her 40s and he also is mature, never married. She has a child, never married, no children,
Mhm.
professional, independent income, independent home. Now they've created a home together. So this stuff works. This isn't just new agey woo woo. So a clear vision, right? Pure clarity, a new perspective, full of love. And then the final one is the one that's really going to not make all of you so happy with me. It's okay if you don't like me, you just have to love the work, right?
Yep.
That is perseverance.
Yep.
The prize goes to the person who stays in the arena. I was not the best ballerina. I was not the most perfect physical specimen to be a dancer, but I persisted. And out of the 12 or 13 girls that were on scholarship at the New Jersey Ballet Company, the two of us who quote unquote made it were the two less likely to succeed
Yep.
by our race, by our physique, by our financial standing. And we were the two who carried on a long professional dance career out of sheer perseverance. But wait a minute, the one thing in perseverance that we forget is to let it go to faith, whatever your faith is, God, Jesus, source, higher power, my true essence, whatever your belief system is, release it to faith. When you are at the last leg of a race, you will fall and pass out if you try hard.
Yep.
Need to do at that point is surrender.
Okay.
So we go from love to clarity to perseverance, which includes letting it go. Letting it go. So I'm going to say this: your words have power. Your words begin with a thought. Your thoughts have even more power. Today, the takeaways are work on your self talk, affirm clearly, I am wealth, I am abundance, I am joy. Be today the thing you aspire to be in the future.
Wow.
Body it today. It costs nothing. It's just a shift in our
Yeah.
beliefs. It's just a
Mhm.
shift in our beliefs. So, love, clarity, perseverance. I don't think our audience today can leave this call the same as they came in. That's my hope and desire. And I think that we owe a debt of gratitude to Jill because she is the most beautiful, first of all, physically, but also
Yeah.
to open up like that in this particular setting
Yeah.
is the beginning of transformation. And this is what I do for people. We just demonstrated to you what's called a hot seat in the coaching world, right? This is what we do for people. We listen to them, we hold space so that they feel safe to express themselves. And then we guide them to a new way of thinking, which leads to a new way of believing, which needs to creating a reality. And the best is yet to come. My favorite line, my coach said it to me, and now I always pass it on. The best is yet to come. Repeat it to yourself as many times as you think of it in the day. Get it tattooed if
Best
you like
is
tattoos,
yet
wear a bracelet that
to
says it.
come.
The best is yet to come. I'm here to tell you I've been down so many times and I'm vibing so high. And no matter what happens, the downs will come again, but they'll never take me down with them. And I am here to hold all of you to that same place. Love you so much.
Okay. Love you too. Thank you. I'm going to just keep crying now the rest of the day, but that's a good thing because I'm frustrated, right? A lot of people come in frustrated, like, why? What am I doing wrong? And I feel that way. So I think, you have a new client. I have a new coach. I've never had a coach. Here she is.
Had one. I'm so excited.
No, I've never had a coach. And it's funny you say that. My son's godfather lives in Nashville, and he's a businessman who he started doing sales, and he coaches all people in the sales where he travels around and he does all these sales talks and stuff. And he coaches people in business and they become so more financially successful. So it's like a financial coaching thing. I'm like, how do you do that? So he's always told me, he's like, he's like, you could benefit from something like this. I do financial, but you need, so thank you.
Absolutely. We will talk about that offline, but also anyone who's listening
Yes.
should reach out. And I want to give a link today to a complimentary breakthrough call similar to what you witnessed today. I don't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
And that link is calendar.maritzacoscarelli.com. When you go to the podcast, you're going to see my name in print. I'll spell it once. Maritza, Maritza like the Ritz-Carlton, Coscarelli, Coscarelli.com. Book your complimentary call. You deserve it.
Thank you so much. Well, cannot wait to see you. Thank you for today. I needed it. You have a great day, sweetheart. Looking forward to the next time we speak. Thank you.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.